Warning, do not attempt the extreme Easter chocolate openings you see in this video. Leave this sort of activity to the professionals.
Whoa, the Easter joy. Up on my review table, I've got a whole swag of Easter goodies. A lot of this stuff is attached to some major franchises, and I'm going to try and look at all this in one giant video. As you know, I've been acting really weird lately, and I might blow up some stuff along the way. Basically, anything can happen. So if you think you're going to skip through this video, well, you're going to miss the action. Well, first we have 3 boxes here of candy gift sets. There's some sort of surprise egg thing in there, and there are 2 characters. Okay, let's not mess about. Let's get into this first one, and we're going to be fast and quick here because we want to show you stuff real fast. Oh yeah. Well, this first box has got a candy collection egg. Looks like some sort of surprise egg thing. Open it up. What's it got? Oh, there's a little surprise plane inside, and there's a bit of that, and a bit of that, and a bit of candy and whatever else. Just to get our heads around the series here, there are the series of little planes you can collect out of these surprise eggs. They looked rather cute. There was also this sticker of Krusty, or Rusty or Dusty, whatever his name is. Some hyper sugary candy that can go straight in the bin. But best of all, there are these characters. These are the 2 little hanger style that were inside the box. You could see the Zed or Jed, whatever his name is, and Krusty, and the Mexican guy. And that little Mexican guy is small and cute. Okay, into our second one. Like I said, I haven't got much time. Open it goes. Oh yeah, we've got characters, we've got eggs, we've got the works. Well, here are the little characters that are in that box. Actually rather nice. Nicely detailed. They look good. They're hanger style things. I like them. Who's that? Rusty and... I don't know the name of any of these guys. Whoever that blue guy is. And here's the surprise egg. Wow! Who's in here? Oh, the sensor's killing me. Get rid of all that rubbish there. They can go straight in the bin. It's one of those little jet fighter guys. Is it Zed, Jed, Bed? Oh, he's fantastic. Or was it Bravo and Zero? Oh, I'm sorry about the names. I don't know these guys. Look at that. It's beautifully detailed. It's a fantastic little surprise toy. And here's a sticker, and I've got a feeling he's the bad guy. If you're a Planes fan, you'd be pretty happy with that. And now for the last one. Oh, it's going to be manic getting this out. These are actually, I quite like these, to be honest. Oh, there's our big characters. There's our egg. Let's look at the egg first. That's where the excitement is. Well, whoever's in here, I'm probably not going to know their name because I'm hopeless with the character names in Planes. Oh. It's another guy, and it looks stunning. Oh yeah, this is a classy double egg. There's that beautiful little plane. Nice details on that, lovely. And there's the character sticker, and the name of that plane is Skipper. Hey, I'm an expert now. My simple advice is, throw the candy away and keep the planes and stickers. Just to get your head around the scale here, I've thrown in the back there some of the beautiful die-cast Planes toys. The next row in front are those hanger toys out of those beautiful Easter egg joy cartons of Planes goodness. And up the front here are the little planes that came out of the surprise eggs. All in all, that's a very impressive array of toys. What I really like, there's a die-cast Skippy with a mini-me Skippy there, and a mini-me Skippy on the wing again. And you got to admit, it's not every day you see something like that. Oh, next is some Thomas and Friends stuff, 3-piece mealtime set, and a ceramic mug with a chocolate egg. Oh, as some of you may know, I collect Thomas and Friends stuff. In fact, I've got a lot of it now. And it's very interesting. Easter time can be a time of seeing a lot of Thomas and Friends items around, and can be a time of seeing not many at all. This year I found a bit of stuff. This is just part of what I found. And while I'm in unwrapping unboxing mood, this cost $9.95. I suppose some people wonder about the price. Let's see if I can get it open. Oh, it looks rather nice, this one. I think that's my new coffee mug. Well, okay, here's the 3-piece set. Of course, you've got your chocolate egg. Let me put that in the bowl for a second. Let's take a look at this beautiful cup. Imagine having breakfast with Percy in your face. Bit of a splash pattern on this. Here's that one, James. And there's Thomas looking rather frightful. And here's the bowl. I'll get rid of the egg over into the cup there. There's the artwork on the bottom of the bowl. It looks very Thomasy. There's a bit of a splash theme going on that. I noticed on the spoon here, there's also a splash theme going on, but nothing says Thomas on it. Well, all in all, a rather nice Thomas and Friends theme set. I think any little Thomas fan would love to have their meals coming out of here. And here is the coffee mug. I suppose you could put tea in it, you could put milk, you could put whatever you like. Here's the egg. The egg's a bit strange. It's got this lump on the back here. Let's take a look at this. This isn't a setup, guys. I don't know what's in here. You might find something very unusual here. And when I opened the box, I actually felt this is like, oh, it's a bit of extra chocolate. That's weird, isn't it? wonder if it's covering a hole or it's just been a meltdown in the Easter egg factory. Maybe the Easter Bunny can explain that one. Well, there's a closer look at that. Is it covering a hole? No. It must have just been a mix-up in the bunny factory where this stuff comes from. Anyway, getting back on track here. This is one side of the mug. Tom's friend Splash. It must be related to something. I suppose you guys can tell me. And there's a beautiful little picture of Thomas the hero. And I dare say you're saying, well, Leo, there'd be knockoff stuff that looks just like this. Well, the place to look to work out that this is real is underneath. And most times, knockoff items will not have those details, although sometimes they will. Oh yeah, the cat is back. Very annoying thing. God, go away. And best of all, we're going to get into one of these Maxi Kinder Eggs. And that cat is still annoying me. And you know, the way I open these, well, I do it differently to other YouTubers because, man, that cat can't keep quiet, can he? We're going to blow this up because I know that's what you want to see. As always, I'll get out the explosive Play-Doh and I might try Talking Tom riding this egg as it blows up. Well, Talking Tom did tell me he could do stunt work. And I know those guys are on the big money. Time to kiss the chocolate, Talking Tom. Now there's a party starter. Oh, let's just follow that surprise egg trail of destruction. It's a totally different blast because Talking Tom has changed the dynamics by laying on top of that egg. Are you okay, Talking Tom? He's got some burns here. He'll need some more band-aids. That's what the band-aids are here from other explosions that he survived. Let's just see if we can knock some sense in him. Are you okay? Talking Tom, can you speak to me?
Daddy, am I alive?
Yes, Talking Tom, you are alive and you have survived quite an amazing surprise toy explosion. And what is a little bit sad is this is the surprise toy that I had in another previous explosion video. So I'm not going to make up this toy, but there's a picture of it. If you really want to see it, you can go back to the other video which shows this toy. The best aspect of this surprise toy is the Looney Tunes characters which are part of the toy. I got a lot of eggs to look at in this video, so I really need to shuffle along.
Oh, come on, give us a quick look.
Okay, Talking Tom, there's your quick look.
Not funny.
Well, next up is a bit of a combination I found at my local Kmart. You get 2 chocolate eggs there, and you get 2 toys. I'm always a little bit wary about these sorts of gifts because quite often the quality of the toys can be a little bit suspect. On the back here, it's telling me the helicopter's got lights and sounds, and on the front it was telling me that this truck has got a friction action. Well, let's come in for an unboxing. Do you like my Loom bands? They got banned at my daughter's school, so as soon as they were banned, I needed to have one. I said, right, make one for Daddy, please, because I like band stuff. Oh, here it comes. Oh, come on. You're not going to stuff up with me right now. Get on the phone, because I'm going to rip the box apart to get you out. Oh, look at that stunning set. Oh, yeah, I'm sort of getting excited looking at these, but as for these things here, they can go straight in the bin because they are pack loaded with sugar. Well, let's first up take a look at this truck. There is no articulation between the cab and the rear here. It has got a motor in those rear wheels here, but I'll tell you what's dangerous about this truck, and I'm really sort of surprised that Kmart is selling rubbish like this. Look at this. Look at that. Imagine if a child took that off and started to choke on that. I'm really surprised. This is actually right up there with the real low-end stuff that I look at my knockoff Dark Side videos. This truck is absolutely rubbish. It was literally falling apart in my hands. The only thing holding it together is basically a sticker across the top here. It's quite unusual, the fact it's got a lot of little cabin details going on there, and usually you don't see details on this sort of rubbish sort of material, but this is low-end stuff indeed. Yeah, what's really unusual is the cabin in there is actually fairly highly detailed. That's about the only good attribute I could give this toy. And here's a close look at underneath. This is really low-end stuff. This is right up there with the lowest that I've seen. You know, look at that. I mean, it's just disgusting, actually. Kmart, you should be ashamed of yourself. And the Kmart I'm referring to is Kmart in Australia. I'm a bit curious whether toys like this are seen in other stores overseas. You know, this sort of rubbish shouldn't be seen in the shops at all. I could literally just wrench this apart. Look at that. I mean, give me a break. Well, let's see if this helicopter fares any better. This toy helicopter's got a few features here. It's got a string in the bottom here that you pull and the rotors will turn. Sort of half impressive. It's got a sound chip in it. If I pull this tag out, it'll probably start making noises if I do something. I don't know how to get it activated. That's any trouble. I don't know what you press. Give me a second to try and work this one out. Oh, just above the flammable solid, there's a button here. Oh, there she goes. We're flying. If you get the rotors going, it's going to look realistic, isn't it? That's if it works anymore. I think it's gone bust already. Well, this helicopter's got a few features that if I'm very clever here, I can get both of them going. Okay, we've got the rotor spinning. We've got the sound going. It's about to take off. Oh no, it's not. It's about to crash. But don't get too excited. It's one of those toys, if you pick it up at the top here, it basically falls apart. Well, my fast appraisal on both these toys is, this truck here is the lowest of the low. It's as bad quality as you can get. Basically, I call that sort of stuff the killer toys. This helicopter here is a few rungs up the ladder from that truck, but mind you, it's not much further up. Basically, what I would say with those styles of toys, you just don't touch them. You know, Talking Tom's got a great idea there. Let's just say this helicopter has a catastrophic engine failure trying to take off.
We've got a problem with number 2 engine, something's wrong!
Somehow the GoPro survived that blast. Then ended up getting blasted down to the floor. At least we can see what was inside this miraculous toy. Not very much at all. And when you get a closer look at this, you just start to see just how low end this can be. But hey, many people would have bought this Easter egg toy, and I guess they children would have got a couple of hours play out of it, but let's just hope nobody choked on this rubbish. Well, that last Easter treat was fairly low, and let's take a look at something which is hopefully at the other end of the scale. Well, this first item is actually a nice metal tin. It's like a biscuit tin. It's telling me it contains 10 chocolate Easter eggs. It's got some fantastic artwork on it. I mean, I'm sort of impressed by this. I'd rather buy something like this versus something like the rubbish we saw just before this item, which is that plastic trash. What's really nice about this tin is that the characters here are done in relief, and the fact that they are above the line, you can see there's a lump there. It's one of those things you can sort of feel the character, and they just look great as well. And it's one of those tins that presents really nicely. Well, let's crack this tin open and see what Easter joy lies inside. Ooh wee, it looks fantastic. Wow, the smell of chocolate that came up out of this box when I opened it up was intense, and there's a nice little selection of stickers here. Very nice indeed. And underneath, oh, is some beautiful eggs wrapped in red foil. Well, to me, that's a very impressive little Easter gift. And what's best is this tin can be used to store all your Planes toys after Easter. This next one is very impressive. It says Dusty Plush with sticker sheet and 3 milk chocolate eggs. And I grabbed this one well before Easter because I know this sort of stuff sells out fast. On the back of the box, it's got a challenge. Can you match the 9 racers' names in less than 3 minutes? They're the 9 racers there. And there are the names there. There's not a chance that I'd be doing that in 3 minutes because I barely know any of their names. I think that's El Chupacabra. I can't tell one jet fighter from the other. That's Rusty. Skippy, is it? Ripslinger, I think. And here's the hot gossip from me. Cars 3 will be Planes and Cars put together because Planes, well, didn't fly too well, so they're going to attach it to Cars. A little bit like Google Plus attached to YouTube. Well, let's not delay any further. Let's unbox this beautiful Dusty out of the box here. There'll be some eggs in there. I'm looking for that sticker sheet as well. Oh, he's flying out, and there are the eggs down the bottom there. Come on, out you come, eggs. And there's a fair bit of box bloat, actually. Let's take a look at the box bloat on this one. Ooh, Easter box bloat. Nasty. Well, it's been a while since I've spoken about box bloat. It's got, you know, a fairly large box that this Easter joy came in. Underneath here is basically air, and it's actually a bit grander than that because if you look on the side here, the actual eggs would be an area there. So all this shape here, like an L shape, is air, and it's basically something to make this look far more impressive than what it is. But hey, don't get me started about box bloat, man. I could rant for hours. I think it's disgraceful. And if I get a better idea of your box bloat there, you imagine that's the bottom of the box. All this air here is just, waste of space. Maybe another way of looking at it is if we take a look at the original box versus the insert with a box bloat folded up, you can see there's a radical difference in size. Okay, there's 3 beautiful eggs in there. They look very similar to the eggs that were inside that wonderful tin box. There's a sticker sheet, which also looks very similar to what was inside the wonderful Plains Easter tin box. And there is a Plush Dusty. And what's very interesting about this one, and I've done a bit of a study of these in previous videos. I mean, when I looked into the Plush arena, it's scary. The Dark Side knockoff stuff is all through the Plush arena. This is a real McCoy one, and what's really interesting is this tag here. This holographic tag is going to give you some sort of security that the fact that this is a licensed toy and not a knockoff. But I tell you what, I bet you the knockoff people start to basically knock off the holograms. What these manufacturers of these toys need to do is come up with a system which is a bit better than a hologram just sitting on a wing. That can be taken off, that can be copied so easily. Obviously the tags don't work because, as I found out, they can be so easily ripped and copied and put onto anything. They need to develop something which is basically on this toy, which can't be taken away and can't be duplicated. That's a big challenge to do, but I know the knockoff arena is really, really thriving in the plush toys. And what's very interesting is this Dusty. I suppose it's actually fairly low in detail. I can't see his number on there. I suppose it's got the little piston and cross spanners there. But what I found was the knockoff ones are far more elaborate in detail. Like, I've covered this in another video to quite an extent, and I think people were quite shocked to see just how good the knockoffs looked.
I'm bored, let's play an egg. Now do a stunt cat again.
Well, that crazed cat wants to do more stunt work. I wonder what toy surprise lays inside this Kinder Maxi Egg. Well, they're sort of exciting to open up. These larger eggs and toys in them can be really nice. I just hope I get a different toy in this one. If I get a repeat, I don't want to spend too much time looking at it. Ooh, there's the egg. I'm sort of thinking of putting Talking Tom up the top here to see if he can't survive a ride. Watch out, Talking Tom, this one's a stinger. Looks like chocolate catnip to me. Well, I can tell you the GoPro got whacked. I think it was a piece of chocolate came and hit the GoPro. It's actually been pushed back. Haven't looked back at that footage yet. I don't know if I'll be able to use it. But on the table, we're seeing some material science devastation. All the chocolate here on the edge of the table is down on the ground. A lot of it blasted towards camera. I think one of those pieces hit the GoPro. There's the base. I had that as a bit of a counterweight. The charger's at the top up near Talking Tom's face. The insert's been damaged, very similar to one of the ones I did in a previous video, but it hasn't cracked. It's only broken the bottom insert of that. We'll look at the toy soon. We've seen that before, haven't we? Let's take a look at Talking Tom. He's over the back there with a big large piece of chocolate there. There's another large piece over here. Let's see how he survived. How'd you go there, Talking Tom? Can you talk?
I can see stars.
Well, the fact you can still see stars means you're still alive. I can't see any extra burn marks on you. I put band-aids over your earlier burns in this video. You're going okay. Well, after each of these blasts, we learn a little bit more about the chocolate. We learn about this packaging here. We see how tough this insert piece is, even though it has been broken. But I tell you who's the tough nut is this guy Talking Tom. He's still a goer. And think of the things that are tough. Man, my GoPro has been punished. It's fallen into a blender. It's fallen off my car. It's been whacked with things moving at very high velocity, and it's still a goer. Very impressive indeed.
Let's look at the surprise.
Let's take a look at the surprise. There's a normal Kinder Surprise insert. If you're curious, there's a size difference. They're quite large. Well, you're looking at $2 for one of those if you're going to buy a Kinder Egg, and I think these are $17. I hope I'm right there, or Mr. Kinder's going to kill me. Of course, they're not available in the USA, so people in the USA can't say to me how much they get them for. Ooh, this looks very intense. It looks like quite a build. Let's get into it. Oh yeah. Well, this surprise toy is actually quite complex to build. There's all little cards here to slot into places. There's instructions here to build it. Give me a little bit of time and I'll be back. Sort of reminiscent of when you build IKEA furniture, if you ask me. Well, okay, and about 15 minutes later, this is what we have. And it's one of those games where you come along and you open the door and you say, okay, well, there's a coyote, well, there's another coyote. Will I pick this one? No, he's not there, that's Taz. And then you close them back up. It's one of those sort of, guessing games, I suppose, remembering games. There's bugs. Will I find other bugs anywhere? Let's try this one down here. Sylvester. Nah. And what I do like, it's got my favourite character, and that's the Roadrunner. And if I open all those little secret doors, you start to see all the characters in this quite amazing large Kinder Maxi toy. And I hear you saying, show us the back of it. What does it look like on the back? Well, it looks like that. It says Looney Tunes. It's got a little stand there. And to make the game, I would just say, more challenging, all these little parts can be swapped out and moved around. It's probably best illustrated if I show you that right there. And you know what? That's not a bad Kinder Maxi toy at all. Oh, these next two are little Mr. Men or little Miss. Didn't know there was a little Miss thing, but apparently there is. Sort of a girly sort of one, and that one looks like me. Well, let's unbox this little Miss whatever. It's interesting. I've always checked to see where the chocolate's made. The chocolate in this one is made, or the chocolate egg is made in Australia. I'm very wary if I see something like the chocolate is made in China or some other countries I won't name anymore, but when I see Chinese chocolate, I think, no. There's a golden egg, and that is a nice mug. It's very nice indeed. Oh, it's Little Miss Sunshine. At least it's telling me who that character is. I was feeling a bit foolish there for a moment. I don't know, wouldn't it be a more Easter joy if, like, you lifted up the egg here and you found some more goodies inside? But what I do like about the Mr. Ben or Mr. Miss or Mrs. Miss stuff is it tends to be fairly robust. Look, I can do this. Oh, just broke. Sorry about that, Mr. Men. Oh dear, it's funny. I've actually got a fair bit of Mr. Men or Mr. Mrs. or Mrs. whoever stuff in the house. Actually, I've got quite a lot of it, and I've always found it to be fairly robust. Although I've just proven myself wrong there. I think what I'll do with Mr. Bump here is I might just leave him in his box. That's probably a very safe place to stay at the moment, Mr. Bump. Well, let me clean up this mess here, and I'll have a bit of a chat to you because this video has gone a bit sideways, and I might have to adjust the way I show the next items. Well, you have to be careful at Easter time. There's some good stuff around, and there's also some rubbish. The large Kinder eggs, the large toys are very impressive. I very much like those. I like this Plains tin as well. It's really nice. You can do all sorts of things with that. After the chocolates are eaten, the Plush Dusty is very nice as well. It's only small. I like my Mr. Men coffee mug. I'll be more careful with this one, I think, and that's going to be my coffee mug. And how could you not go past the Thomas and Friends stuff here? But the most impressive one were the little packs of surprise eggs of these toys. And they're actually $5 each. I went back to the stores to check how much they were. And I think these little tiny ones here are some of the best little surprise toys that I've actually come across. They're right up there with the detail and quality of those Thomas and Friends ones that I've shown. And on a much darker side, if I move Mr. Talking Tom away, there was these really, really cheap and nasty toys that came with a couple of eggs from Kmart Australia. Very disappointing to see. And because we had a bit of fun with blowing up that stuff there, and I got a bit caught up in time looking at those beautiful little planes, it's left me with the dilemma that I've actually got a fair bit of stuff that we haven't looked at, and it's right up the back there. And what I'll probably do is split this video here, and we will come back and look at those toys in another video. But there's a surprise. And when I come back to look at the rest of that Easter joy, I'll probably throw in a couple of large Maxi Surprise eggs, and I'll get my best friend Talking Tom to come and blow them up. So I better leave this video here. It's getting a little bit too long, and as always, I'm going to say thanks for watching and bye for now. And here is, I'll call it a coffee mug. You could put tea in it, you could milk, you could put whatever you... Start again. What I really like is there's a die-cast Skippy. Followed the trail of destruction here. Talking Tom has totally changed the dynamics of that blast by... And I'm caught up on the other camera. Well, this helicopter's got a few features that are surprising me now. It'll go along the ground with its rotors turning with the engine noise on. Watch out, she's going to take off. No, she's not. She's going to crash. Well, that crazed cat wants to do some more stunt work. You might... A bit more about the chocolate, how flimsy it is. We learned about how the packaging, blah blah. We learn a little bit more about the packaging. We learn how tough that insert piece is. And we're also learning how tough and strong and robust blah blah blah. Once I noticed I was fiddling with the doors, I wanted to, you know, move around a bit. What is interesting with that design is, oh, crikey.